All right, the Reds, it's Talking Reds, Monday's Talking Reds, and guess what? The Reds are top of the league. The Reds are still top of the league. The Reds are further away from the rest of them at the top of the league because they won again. Leicester lost. City won and no one was arsed. City won 6-1 and no one was arsed.
Did they? I didn't even check the result.
6-1. And I watched it got to like 5-0 and I just said to me, lad, should go and have a game of FIFA or something, I think it's done. And I don't know, just not bothered. Yeah. It's reaching that stage really. I mean, look, City are great, City will keep going, City will keep plugging away. But even their own manager has said that they haven't got a chance. The bookies make them 20-1 for the title now. Which is those odds have come in, by the way. So you know, it's just one of them, isn't it? The Reds just keep on going. I'm Gareth Roberts, this is Craig Hannan, by the way, and yeah, we're just having a nice, lovely Monday morning chat about being top of the league and about the Reds being great. You went down to Spurs. How was the new ground?
The new ground is cool. It's strange. They've got, because it's obviously set up, or the end that we were in, set up for real seating. So it's the first time that I've sort of been amongst it where it's got like the proper bar in front of, which is good in a way. It stops you from falling 3 rows in front whenever Bobby Firmino scores. So it's obviously more safe. I like how close you are to the ground, obviously, or to the pitch. Sorry, the away end's all one row, which is always good as well. Rather than being in 2 separate tiers. I liked it, really good. An improvement on White Hart Lane anyway.
Apparently it was windier inside the ground than outside the ground.
I can't comment on that. I was towards the back, so maybe at the front, but I saw Phil Blundell complain about that. Little draft getting in.
Elsewhere, I mean, it just seems like everyone is losing the shit and/or is shit. So you got Ole Gunnar Solskjaer talking about City playing a really strong side against them in the Haribo Cup or whatever it's called.
It was wild. Even when he was trying to get it out, it was like he was trying to do some sort of mind games and he was trying to get it out, but he wasn't getting the sentence out correctly.
Unbelievable.
It was just
Roy Hodgson-esque stuff. You got Man City fans coming up with the idea that if Liverpool win the title, it is, and I quote, the tainted title. I mean, honestly, like I just think it's dead funny how everyone's reacting. And look, once upon a time, this was us. Once upon a time, you know, we were watching Man United winning year after year, flying away with the league and just going, it's because of Howard Webb and it's because of this and it's because of that. And all of, you know, everyone else, leave them to it. Let them have the conspiracy theories because the Reds are boss. And, you know, Saturday's game, I thought it wasn't the best Liverpool performance, certainly of this season. You know, and you saw all the players say that. You know, I think Van Dijk said it, I think Klopp said it. I think Firmino didn't want his hug because he thought he should have scored more goals. Do you know what I mean? There was various players that made the point, really. But the bigger point for me is they just keep on going, they keep on winning. And there's always someone who sort of comes to the rescue, like, you know, so I don't feel like we're like reliant on a star anymore, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like we had that Torres and Gerrard side, didn't we? And maybe that did some of the other players at this service, but when them two were flying, you were looking at them every week to win the games for you. Now you sort of think there's lots of match winners, there's lots of ways we can win a game.
Yeah, definitely. And look, you know, the players might be thinking that it wasn't their best performance of the season, might only have beat them 1-0. We probably should have beat them more, although they had chances at the end. I was so encouraged by it just because of how dominant we were, though. Like, you could see we were head and shoulders above Tottenham, and Tottenham are a decent side, and you know they've got a decent manager now that has Mourinho'd us in the past, and he wasn't able to. You know, if we score that one right in the first minute, where we hit the post, then God knows what happens in the rest of that game. But yeah, I think that they're record breakers and we should be celebrating that and we should be eulogising over them. We should be getting excited about what they might achieve this season and beyond that. And I think you're right. You go round the squad and you know you've got the best fullbacks in the league. You've got the best centre back pairing, and if Joe Gomez is unfit and Matip's fit in, you've got the second best centre back pairing in the league. You've got the best front three, and that midfield. Any of those players are walking into any other midfield in this league. So I'm just so excited by them. And look, this is years in the making, really, isn't it? It's you know, this is Klopp's work over the past 3 years, where I think it's Jack Pitt-Brooke, is that the Athletic journalist? I think he wrote a piece today, and he used the word mechanic, and I thought that was really interesting because he said this Liverpool side, it's almost mechanic in the way they work. It's so orchestrated. It's basically it's Klopp's training regimes over the past few years, and he's worked on this. That they do it and they do it again, they do it again, they do it again, and that's how they get to play that guess. But that even though it is mechanic, it doesn't mean it's not free flowing. It doesn't mean it's not attacking. It doesn't mean that he's not allowing them to express themselves. It's just that they know exactly what their role is and what they have to do, and from then you know that you know brings out their brilliance, and they're just a joy to watch, aren't they? Really.
I think that's why it was like little aspects of it were a bit of a surprise for me. I mean, you know, I imagine Virgil van Dijk's absolutely fuming that he had to actually get his shorts dirty and put a tackle in because, you know, he doesn't normally have to go to ground, does he? So, you know, that showed you where we were at in little moments. And obviously, as you said, Spurs should score at the end. You know, you see Mourinho go down on the floor and do his theatrics. I mean, the cry arson about the throw, I think, is dead funny because, you know, from the start of football till the end of football, whenever that may be, when a big rock hits the earth and we all die.
Well, happy Monday.
But you know what I mean? There've been throw-ins given the wrong way before. Do you know what I mean? Shit happens, and I don't actually think the camera angle is very conclusive on that. But anyway, that's another story. But I just think, so what? You know, a throw, even if a throw was given the wrong way, there's like another 3 or 4 phases of play, and it's up to you to defend it. And that isn't the reason that they lose the match. That isn't the reason Firmino scores the goal. The goal scored because Henderson's brave, because Salah's brilliant, and because Firmino lets it run across his body, hits it with his weaker foot and puts it right in the corner. That's why. It's nothing to do with a throw-in. So the cry arson over that, I find the cry arson, you know, it's doing me head in now. Whole programmes, you know, where they're just discussing things like that, and it's just like, come on.
I'm alright with it. Like I'm quite. No, do you know why I'm alright with it?
Like,
because
you know what I mean?
I'm waiting for the moment where there's going to be a moment in this season where it just dawns on them all, and they go, maybe they were just the best side that's ever walked the Premier League. Do you know what I mean? If they keep going, because they've just broken records. You know, they're on course to win this league at a canter, and none of us are saying, oh, we're the champions elect, and none of us are saying Liverpool are definitely going to win the league. Everyone's learnt from past mistakes. No, but you know, we're secretly we are, but like we're trying to sort of hold it back until the moment where it's, you know, it's about to happen, then we'll celebrate it, and you'll hear all about it, and we will celebrate it until God knows when, until the first game of next season. But I'm waiting for this moment where the media, where opposition fans, where social media, where everyone just sort of gets together and goes, oh God, maybe it wasn't VAR, and maybe it wasn't that they were lucky. And by the way, the best sides in this the Premier League I've ever seen, the Man Cities, the Chelsea under Mourinho, they had luck too. They had things go for them. That's just football. But yeah, I'm just waiting for that moment where everyone goes, oh yeah, maybe Liverpool did deserve this, because the league table never lies. What
we're all waiting for, though, obviously, is it is Monday. We expect there to be an update on Dale Johnson's algorithm to decide whether Liverpool would still be top of the league when he's met his professor and come up with more bullshit.
Oh shit, still top.
If you didn't see that over the weekend, fucking hell, check it out. ESPN did some awful piece. I'm sorry, boys, but it was, and it was absolute grabbing at straws. I just thought it was made to stir up social media. Everyone was stirred up by it, but mainly going, look at you writing that.
You know, the best bit about it was like there would be a title race, and then I looked, I was like counting the points. There was still 10 points. It was like,
it was bananas. It was bananas, and I think there was a tweet where it said, "It really is Liverpool," and it was like, oh lad. Anyway, for decent analysis and decent discussion of the beautiful game involving Liverpool Football Club, as ever, I recommend you turn your attention to the Anfield Wrap. We're going to record a shitload of stuff today, video, podcast, to be writing on the site as usual as well. But what we always do, and what you should know by now, is that we do a post-match show called the Post-Match Pint. We did that on Saturday. Here's a clip of it.
The other thing to point out as well is that 2 years ago, we go to what was Wembley at the time, Spurs home ground, and we get an absolute pasting. And then you look at the journey that the two clubs have been on since then. It's absolute testament to the fucking manager, the players. There was a huge sea change after a football match, and how we kind of play football is totally different. Really, how we control games is totally different than what we were trying to do back then. You know, we were a team that were great going forward. Probably everyone's fucking second favourite team. It's weird how it's changed, and everyone fucking hates us now because we're boss. Fucking hell, who knew? You know what I mean? But people liked us back then. They liked watching us because the games were mad, and we could get beat 4-1, and we could go and smash someone 5-0. Those days are done. Those fucking days are long gone now. Liverpool Football Club control matches, and as I say, for large parts of that, Spurs don't get a sniff. It shows how far away they are, that Mourinho's happy to come into that football match and just basically sit in his own half and try and it is on the break a little bit. Like, they've got Son and Moore up top, so that's a threat. You've always got to be aware of that. They can,
It's a little bit of a worry when Joe Gomez gets booked.
Yeah, he gets booked early on. It's a little bit clumsy.
But he manages the game brilliantly from then on.
He does. And I think, in the main, the manager was a little bit frustrated at times tonight, but coming out of that ground now, coming away with the 3 points, looking at that league table, he'll be absolutely delighted.
So there you go, that is the post-match pint. If you fancy having a go of the full show, download the app, get some free tokens and get stuck in. And if you enjoy it, you can subscribe. And if you don't like immediate post-match reaction, we do more considered stuff. We do stuff with a qualified coach. We drop our phones on the table. We do all kinds. So yeah, get involved. Anfield app. It's that easy to subscribe, get involved, and most people seem to like what we're doing. The feedback, as ever, has been really good lately, which is really nice. Josh has typed out a little agenda for me for this show, and he's just sent me it on WhatsApp, which is why I'm looking at my phone. I know people fume about me looking at my phone during shows, but technology and that. Saving the rainforest as well, not printing out paper.
Yeah, good reason.
But he's put on here as one of the things we should discuss, lol at everyone. I think we did that in the first half, but he also mentions about refusing to talk about the title and records. I mean, obviously, you saw the manager at the weekend, and he's kind of like, I'm not arsed. And I get where he's coming from to an extent, because I think, the thing about, the best start to a season across Europe and in England and all that, it's great. And, this rolling 38 games thing and however many points it is, that's great. But ultimately, we need to lift the big trophy at the end. That's what we all want. That's what we're all in it for. That's what I'm in it for. The only thing I think it serves is just to continue to do people's heads in, but also just get in the minds of the opposition. I think, maybe I'm overthinking this, but, look at a couple of the chances Spurs do have at the weekend. I think they snatch at them. And it's good players that are snatching at them as well. And you just think, maybe it's in their heads, when these chances are falling to them, because it's such a rarity, because it's an odd occasion that you get a chance to I've got to take this. And then before you've put it wide, you know what I mean? You're not just relaxed, you're not just we're on their level. You're playing them going, these are fucking good. When a chance comes along, we've got to take it.
It's human, they are human, aren't they? And it's only natural for that to happen. And yeah, I think you're right. One of the things I've loved is, opposition managers coming out and saying, look how good this Liverpool side are. They are the blueprint. It's talking up our players. Chris Wright at Wilder did it a couple of weeks ago. So we should be seen as being the blueprint. We should be seen as being,
the red print.
Yeah, good. Wish I'd said that first of all.
Chip the Blues, that shit.
But whether you're a young footballer trying to make it in football, or whether you're a seasoned pro, you should be looking at this Liverpool side and thinking, well, what should I learn from them? And I think you're right. If you're coming up against that, and imagine being any footballer, it doesn't matter who you are, and standing just as Liverpool are about to kick off, and you're looking around you and you're thinking, right, where can I exploit here? Oh God, right, they've got three of the best forwards in the world, and they all defend from the front. Oh God, 2 best fullbacks, right? Not there. No, you're just looking through it, thinking, where's the holes? And the holes aren't coming. And 6 clean sheets in a row now in the league is incredible. His starting position. Great. Did you see his what's his starting position? Especially in that game, there's the one where he comes out and heads it, and it's near the centre circle. His starting position's halfway up the pitch. He's not just commanding his box. We've had goalkeepers in the past that wouldn't leave their box. Simon Mignolet. And he's commanding his whole, the whole half. It's incredible.
He's so good. He's so good as well. He's just always in the right place at the right time. Makes it all look easy. Keeps hold of everything. And there's just no dramas around them. And long may that continue, because we've had enough dramas around goalkeepers for one fucking lifetime. The question, we do always ask for a question. If you can put your questions in the comments on YouTube, we'll look and then we'll answer one the next day. That's the general idea of how it works. Doesn't always work, because sometimes we get absolutely wild ones, or we forget to ask for it. It's all very loose and, Anyway, question from Friday. By the way, Fabinho was asked the question, will we win the league? He replied, yes. I like it, lad. Yeah. Question from Friday, though. Why have you got an Arsenal fan working for the Anfield rap? It's a very good question. This is, of course, if you don't know, in reference to Sam Walker-Dine, who's responsible for a lot of the video. Not the one today that you're watching, that's Mr. Fuad behind the camera there. But yeah, but the reason we got Sam on board and with him he's an Arsenal fan, but he's an exiled one, so he lives in Liverpool. And basically we got wind of the idea that he was pretty good at being a bit of an all-rounder, and that's what we needed at the time. So he's done graphic design for the Anfield app, he's designed logos, he's designed like headers, he's designed t-shirts, he's made videos, he's had to design sets, you know, he's had to do a bit of everything, and he's largely done it, and he is good at his job. But we also like to rip him every single day. And yeah, he's great. Look, he's great. That's why he's here. He's great. He's one of the team. We love him. And the Arsenal fan thing, who gives a fuck? They're shit. They're really bad. And like, he's got a little, I think I've mentioned it before, he's got a little card stuck on the wall from that season when they were invincible, when they drew 12 and when they were drawing with people like Portsmouth. But they won the league. Don't get me wrong, they went 38 games, they won the league, they were unbeaten. And look, it is quite good. But imagine the Reds do it, and imagine the Reds do it better. That is on the cards, that is a thing. Liverpool only need 12 wins at the most to win this league title, by the way. Think about that. 12 at the most. That requires City to be perfect. Do you know what I mean? To push us all away, if you like.
Mate, the Monday Talking Reds after Liverpool possibly win the league. I might just walk from town, get here for it, and then walk back.
Just like in a gutter somewhere in town.
It is. Do you know what though? After like waiting so long, it's like this thing that I ask myself, like, what's it gonna feel like? Because it's this thing that like you spend your whole life like waiting for and wishing for, and then you know.
I might do a Bob Paisley. Do you know what Bob Paisley did? Do you know about that?
No.
So basically, they win the European Cup, and obviously all like the players and associated Liverpool people, and obviously the fans get hammered. And Bob Paisley didn't drink because he just had a cup of tea, and he just said, I want to just take it all in. I might just do that, walk around Matthew Street with a cup
full
of
of
tea.
shit. You're so full of shit.
Imagine it though, like, just there like that.
Do you know what I'm going to do?
Up the rats.
When it's my round, I'm going to get everyone Guinness beer, yeah, no worries.
Cup of Barry's.
No, not even getting you the one you like.
Oh, come on. Hey, speaking of Barry's, seamless link. We are going to the home of Barry's, Cork. I'm really excited about this. We're doing a little sort of mini Irish tour. We've done these before, really enjoyed them. We always have a great crack. And we're looking to do that again. So we're going to Dublin, Belfast and Cork. Where'd you get your tickets and what are the dates?
theanfieldwrap.com/TALLive. You'll get your tickets there. It's the Friday the 7th for Belfast, of February, 8th for Dublin, 9th for Cork. 3 nights, 3
Come on,
shows.
Barry's.
I know, I've never seen Gareth more excited about a live show in my life.
Any chance of a factory tour there, Barry? Any tea bags, Barry?
Sorry, Barry, you're going to have Gareth Casing here for the next month. We've also got as well, we haven't announced it properly yet, but we're going to have some US dates come up in the international break in March. So there's going to be 6 of them. There's 1 Canadian one, and then the rest are all in America. So we'll have more on that soon, but yeah, exciting one that.
And if you've still got some Crimbo money left after all the madness that is Crimbo and the bevying around it and everything else, there's a 50% off sale in the Anfield App's online shop. So t-shirts and all that usual stuff. Go and have a look, theanfieldwrap.com. Feel like we've plugged absolutely everything. We've had a laugh, we've talked about the Reds. That's what Talking Reds is meant to be all about. So I reckon that's the end. Up the fucking Reds, keep on boiling piss, Liverpool Football Club. Love you.